Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. Today is July 20th, 2022. Tonight, what are we going to talk about tonight? I'm going to get right to it. I'm starting a few minutes early. So I'm starting on Facebook Live, and then I'll start my Zoom here at 6:30. Tonight is about the art of illusion. Let me say it again for you. Tonight's about the art of illusion. As you know, Local 1000 has been on this membership drive for the last few months. And it appears that they really care about increasing membership. But again, I said tonight's about the art of illusion. So you would start by trying to increase membership by enforcing your current contract. As you know, they never did that. And that's the history of Local 1000 until I was elected president. And as you know, we had the PLP 2021, good evening, where we lost 2 days of pay for a whole fiscal year, and we were scheduled to lose 2 days of pay for the second year, the current fiscal period we're in now, 21-22, but that did not happen. So if you want to increase membership, you would first start by saying, we have a contract, we're going to enforce our contract to protect our represented employees. Local 1000 has never done that. You and I both know that. How many people work out of class and never get paid for it? Too many to count. So if you really want to increase membership and you're serious, you would start by first enforcing the contract. Second, you would respect people's votes. Local 1000 doesn't respect the vote of membership and putting me into the position of president. Let me say it for you again. If you really want to increase membership, you should, as a union, respect the will of the voters. And when I was elected president, many people were happy, shocked, surprised, but happy, because they knew that the status quo days were over. And my 10-point platform was the concrete evidence that we were going to eliminate the status quo. All right, so they didn't like that, so they're trying to, quote, run me out of office. And many people have quit the union, which is another reason why they're, quote, all of a sudden concerned about increasing membership. But they didn't come by to see how you were doing. Excuse me. They didn't send you surveys when you were losing 2 days a month. They didn't send you surveys about asking you about, do you think giving up our money is the right thing to do? You didn't get a survey on that. But now, Local 1000 is sending you out surveys, trying to gauge you, trying to make you feel like they care about you. But at a certain point in time, people can only fake sincerity for so long. And then the truth on people's actions will come out. And then finally, if you're going to really increase membership for Local 1000, this union is not composed of only one political party. It's composed of other political parties. So if you continue to do political spending that's always partisan towards one political party, and you alienate the other political parties, you're not going to grow membership in a substantial fashion. And even if you were able to grow it for a period of time, you won't be able to sustain it. So I talked about stop all political spending. Our entire country is divided over politics. So what makes you think a union can be involved in partisan politics and then be able to substantially increase membership? It won't be able to. And I told you in the PowerPoint slides after I was elected that over the last 4 or 5 years, we've been dropping almost 2% per year. And so when they told you that when I was elected president, all of a sudden the membership started running for the hills, that's not true. And I showed you the factual evidence. Now, the last few months, no one knows what's going on because no one's showing you the truth. They're not showing you the things I showed you. They don't want to educate you. All they want to do is figure out how to get more money from you or how to keep getting money from you, and hopefully they can persuade you to not quit the union. So I started before 6:30 for Facebook. Over the last few months, you've seen people's true colors come out. Some people who you thought were my most staunch supporters, sometimes their actions tell us something different. Now, You say, well, Richard, you've done a lot of videos over the years. Yes, I have. And so some people say, well, maybe you have a way of getting people to reveal themselves. And I would say, thank you. Yes, I do. I do have a way. I just tell the truth. When I tell people, hey, have I been perfect every day of my life? No, I haven't. I have not been perfect every day of my life. Have I made every perfect decision in my life? No, I have not. And if you find out somebody who's always making perfect decisions, I need their number. I really do. So what I've always told people is watch people, not just with their words and how they deliver their words, because some people are very articulate, but watch their actions. But you have to watch them for a period of time. And I've always told people there's only one person in this union. And they say, well, you sound like you're being, like a braggart. No, I'm telling you the objective truth. I'm fighting to get you a substantial pay increase. 21% across the board for everyone equally, along with GO pay and COLA. And I want to make everyone job stewards. So we'd have a job stewards in every workplace. And I want to be totally transparent. I want to have transparent elections. And I want to stop political spending. And I want to unify our union and grow our membership to over 90%. Now, some people say it's not possible. I say, yes, it is possible. Now, we're nearly almost 100 billion in surplus. Let me say it for you again. We're nearly 100 billion in surplus. Who is getting all that money? Not state employees. And so when they tell you they can't afford to pay you this, they can't afford to pay you that, they've been lying to you for years upon years upon years. Someone said, well, listen, the essential worker premium pay, some people are getting it and some people are not. I think the real question is, why is only a small group getting it and the rest are not getting it? Because you kept the fourth largest economy on earth going during a great pandemic and never lost a step. Let me say it for you again. Not just the state employees of Local 1000, but all the state employees across all the different bargaining units and different unions. You kept the fourth largest economy going. You never let it stop while you were working from home. Some of you went in, but many of you work from home. And so the idea that you can work from home and still keep this state going is an absolute fact. And now they're trying to tell you that it's not a fact, that they need to bring you back to work. So when you hear Local 1000 sending all these emails, hopefully you're talking to your coworkers. Now everyone has my phone number, 408-207-2339. And I was asking people to cash at me so I could, afford to retain the attorney that I did have. And unfortunately, I lost that attorney because I still wasn't able to pay him all the money that he wanted. But I hope that you communicate with your coworkers about what's going on in Local 1000. And when they're telling you in these email blasts, we want to organize, we want to grow membership. Have they told you with this upcoming new contract, our current contract expires next year, June 30th. Have they told you what you're not willing to accept? They have not, and they never will. Because they're going to accept anything the state of California offers them. The same way they accepted the $50 and $25 for telework that I, quote, would never accept. And so that's why I do all these videos. Because I've been saying stuff for years. It's all on my videos. It's all on my website, createexcellence7437.com. It's on my Facebook page. It's on my YouTube. I'm completely transparent when I do my videos. I don't show you what I want you to see and then eliminate other stuff. Because that's what's currently going on now when they have these board of directors illegal meetings. They show you the things that they want you to see and things they don't want you to see. They take it and they close it down. They're not being transparent, they're being translucent. So, that's why tonight is about the art of illusion. And it's not just about Local 1000 trying to, quote, sell you on this art of illusion. They're trying to increase membership or maintain membership. But this art of illusion is also through some of people in our union who claim that they're fighting for membership when they're only fighting for themselves. They're only self-interested in, obtaining power, maintaining power. maintaining the status quo. And if you watch my videos over the last few months, you'll see people reveal themselves. I haven't changed. Sometimes, I have to really go at people and hold my ground, and people say, oh, he's aggressive, he's controversial. All these racist terms they put on black men when we, quote, stand our ground and we speak with passion and with power and conviction and dedication, realizing that we're going to be we're going to encounter racism and prejudice and the status quo of the political powers who do not want people coming together in this country, quote, the middle class and the working poor, in a unified effort, and not allow political division, political parties to divide us and keep us in a, quote, slave-like state. Okay, so it's almost 6:30 here. I haven't seen people trying to log in yet. I don't know why. So give me a moment. And I think people are still trying to log into the Zoom. Give me one moment here. All right, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad that I started early because I wanted to take my time and not talk so fast and talk to you about what Local 1000 is doing. As you remember years ago, when I was talking about a 21% pay increase, people laughed at me. Now they're not laughing. They didn't think it was possible, but it is clearly possible. So, it's 6:30. Where is everyone at tonight on Zoom? Maybe people were too busy. I'm not for sure. Okay. So, if anyone on Facebook has questions for me, feel free. You can put it in the text. I see people watching. And the great thing about when I do these videos, I want people to always realize something. I always tell the truth in my videos. And sometimes when people watch the videos, they say, well, you only have 4 people tonight, Richard. You only have 5 people. Well, that's what people want you to believe. But a lot of people go back and watch my videos later in the evening, in the morning, at their own convenience. So sometimes you don't know how many people are really watching my videos or not. So I would recommend to anybody who does videos, always be ready, because people will pick the videos that you least expect to ask you questions later on. And I got enough videos that I know that a lot of people watch these videos. Now, the art of illusion. Local 1000 wants to convince you that they're trying to increase membership, but that's just an illusion, that they've been maintaining this same parade of tricks for many, many, many years. Again, if you want to enforce your contract, how do you think you're going to, quote, increase membership? If you won't respect the will of the voters when they elected me as president, and you're trying to run me out of the union, how do you think that's going to increase membership? By spreading lies and innuendos saying that I was doing all these things wrong. And you know in your heart I haven't done anything wrong. How can you increase membership when half your union belongs to the other political party or other political parties? And you're constantly supporting one political party because they say that they're union friendly. But yet, this current governor took money from you. He wanted to take 4 days, remember? 2 days for one fiscal period and 2 days for the next fiscal period. But he stopped after the first fiscal period. So how do you plan on really increasing membership when you're alienating the other political parties? And your union is composed of half of the other political parties. You're not going to be able to do this. That's the clear truth. That's the truth. So it's really unfortunate that Local 1000 has continued its status quo. And so people are saying, well, Richard, are you going to be able to, quote, retain your presidency? I'm doing everything I possibly can. Do I tell you on Facebook all of my strategies and all of my but all of my maneuvers to try to keep my position? No. I'd be dumb to do that, and you know that. I am fighting to retain my position. We're going through a process. Could the process have gone more quickly? It depends on who you ask. When you have different people involved and people have, their multitasking with their schedules every day. With that being said, I want you to be rest assured, well assured, and absolutely knowing that I'm doing everything I can to retain my presidency so we can get a substantial pay increase, a 21% pay increase across the board for everyone equally. I'm doing everything I can. I am really sorry about that telework agreement that quote, some of our leaders decided they were going to sign off on. That's wrong. We did a survey. The survey said $100 at a minimum. And it said a few other things in that survey too about people who are denied telework, but the state should have to financially justify it. But they overlooked all of that because we have local 1,000 leaders who believe the state of California is your boss. And when they tell you that and they act like this, then you don't have a union. You have a social justice organization that believes that by spending their money with these politicians, they can get a piece of the pie. That's what they believe. Remember, I'm the only person that tells you that we should be an equal partner. We're a union. We should be an equal partner in this process. No one else tells you this. And if they do start telling you this, they got it from me. You ever notice in those emails they'll say represent employees? Where did they get that from? I've always told people that the Local 1000 follows me. They'll try to imitate everything that I do as long as they can keep the status quo. So they'll give you, quote, the art of illusion that they're caring about you. They're doing surveys. No, they don't. All they want is your money. And they just want you to believe everything that they tell you, that they're really doing the very best for you. And so they send these long emails, they're well written, trying to present this image, this illusion that they're fighting for you. But that's not the truth. It's just not the truth. More things will come out about this union. That's a promise. More things will come out. All right, so I don't know what happened here. It appears that maybe they're having problems with my Zoom. I put the Zoom link. So I put the Zoom link out on Facebook. Anybody on Facebook would like to go to the Zoom link and try to come on to make sure that Zoom link is working correctly. Feel free, because I know I sent it out yesterday. So give me one moment here. Okay. So it appears that no one's going to come on this evening. That's fine. Gives us more time on Facebook. And that's where I really do my best talking. Now, who on Facebook has any questions this evening? I see you. I'm going to say people's names unless they say it's okay. But I see everyone who's watching right now. And my biggest thing about this evening, about the art of illusion, you have to communicate with your coworkers. And I know many of you are working from home, but you have your coworkers' numbers, you have their emails. And everyone has my email. You can email me my personal email, richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. You can always text me or call me, 408-207-2339. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh, we've given up, Richard. I've asked people over and over and over again, please don't give up. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're fighting the system, you're fighting the status quo. If you watch on Facebook, you will see people from different political parties attacking each other. But yet, we all belong to the same union. And we all need a substantial pay increase. We're trying to take care of our families. So we're all in this together, whether we acknowledge it or not. And when I ran in 2018 and 21, I talked about that dignity clause, 5.11, in our contract, and how CalHR is the final decision maker over your dignity. Now, how can that be? Why would anybody sign a contract where you give CalHR the decision? And I agree with you. I wish this nonsense was over as well. But why would anybody sign a contract where you give them the power over your dignity? You wouldn't do that. Because that tells you that they feel, whoever signed these contracts, that the state is your boss. And they can't get around that. And they'll never address that. And even if they try to address it, because that dignity should be able to be grieved. Hi, Richard. You said earlier, that's correct. I no longer have an attorney. I still owe this attorney a sum of money. I ran out of money. And, I know people are trying to, maintain their households. So I don't have an attorney, so I have to defend myself against these HR 1 allegations. The HR 1 allegations are internal. They were an internal process. And then the lawsuit that is against me at the Sacramento Superior Court, that's an external. And so I have to represent myself in these situations. Before someone says, well, why won't the union pay for your attorney because you're an officer of the union? I'm working on it. And that is absolutely correct. So, the union knows this. And I put up my emails to the union talking about the different issues. And, the union ignores me. But, when I put up stuff on Facebook for you to take a look at, for you to read, I'm keeping you informed. Somebody's going to know an attorney one day. And someone's going to say, Richard, I want you to speak to so-and-so. They can help you. Good evening. I see you. I'm not saying people's names, but I see you. Good evening. But again, tonight, the art of illusion. Local 1000 is trying to convince you that they're trying to increase membership. But that's an illusion. That's a magic trick that they've used in the past. And I hope that people will speak to their coworkers. The only way you can stop the status quo is what I said in 2018, you have to vote. Okay, so it says the link you sent is not working. It says the meeting hasn't started yet. Had to go to your Facebook account. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I will try this again. Hold on 1 second here. I'm gonna go back to my Facebook. Give me 1 second. I'm going back to my Facebook. And here. I'm going back. Give me one moment. Because for some reason, it's not. Okay, so here we go. Let's try this again here. All right, so we're going to try it again. And let's see if this works better this time. All right. So I'm trying it again. All right, so the person on Facebook, try to go back into my Zoom. All right, so I'm back in Facebook again. I don't see any participants. So I see a question. So should we job out the union? Okay, so wait, I have someone who's coming on Facebook. Coming in on the Zoom. So the link is working. All right. So I would say to this person, oh, absolutely not. Please don't quit the union. I know there's a lot of questions about this. Hold on one moment, I'm letting people in. But no, I don't want anyone to quit the union. Because anytime you're trying to do something that's monumental, there's going to be a struggle when you're fighting the status quo. And so what I've been saying all night tonight, and welcome everyone on Zoom, tonight's about the art of illusion. Local 1000 is trying to convince people that they're trying to increase membership, but that's just a magic trick. If you don't enforce your contract, you don't respect the will of the voters, and you continue to spend money in politics to one political party and alienate your other political people, other political parties, you're not going to be able to substantially grow membership, or if you do grow it, you're not going to be able to maintain it. So, okay, so I have the Zoom going, and I started a little bit early for people on Zoom. I started on Facebook about 6:18 this evening, and I answer anyone's questions. But like I said, tonight's about the art of illusion. For the last several months, you've seen Local 1000 send out email after email trying to increase membership. And so people have been asking, happy Wednesday to you, people have been asking, why are you trying to remove our president? Because the voters voted for this particular president, myself, and I did videos and people see me fighting. They seen Local 1000 fighting for the first time in their life. Remember the COVID situation. Remember, Governor Gavin Newsom wanted to have everyone vaccinated, and we were able to fight that off. Remember, they were trying to close the prison down at CCC, up there in Lassen County. We were able to fight that off. We were fighting for people. We were getting ready to create a new culture of excellence for Local 1000. Because the former culture is of status quo. It's not about excellence. It's about the status quo, maintaining the status quo. And so all these things that they've been saying about me, that I'm trying to destroy the union and all this and that, and I was showing financial malfeasance, these are lies. And everyone knows this. And because I'm outspoken, because I'm a black man in this country, they've been able to use every racist word, aggressive, controversial, intimidating, against me. And then they say they use those words to describe someone that exhibits my type of behavior. But you and I both know that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Now, I think the latest email, they're talking about SEIU International President Mary Kay Henry, I think, is coming down sometime in the next couple of weeks. Because she wants to, quote, increase membership. And like I said on Facebook earlier, did International come to help you when you were losing 2 days of pay for a whole fiscal year? Where was International? I have said this repeatedly. People have a tendency to show up to increase membership when things are not so bad. But when things are going bad, who shows up for you? Who's fighting for you? Did they fight to keep you from being vaccinated? They did not. So people show up when they need something from you. And then when they don't need something from you, or they don't want to be involved because it's a controversial issue, then they are nowhere around to be found. And that's unfortunate. All right, so someone sent me a text. I can't check my text because I'm doing my Facebook Live on my phone while I'm doing the Zoom as well. R.L. Brown was fighting for us until they started this garbage. Yes, that is correct. Until they started this garbage. And actually, they started the garbage before I was even sworn in on July 27th, 2021. All these things are going to come out. I sincerely hope, God willing, that we prevail and I'm able to retain my presidency and get all this nonsense cleared up. They think that they're winning right now. They think that they've actually won. Again, the art of illusion. Local 1000 has been doing this art for many, many, many years. And they've always been able to demoralize people who stood for the truth, where those people would end up quitting the union and going on with their life because they would say it's not worth it. It's not worth it when the union is going to fight to destroy you and to demoralize you. And it appears that there's no way to beat the system. They said, why should I waste my time or energy? They make a great point. Now, I'm convicted by my courage and my convictions. I'm convicted by my words. I'm not ashamed. And so when people are trying to, run me off the cliff, that's okay. Because people are people, and everyone is not going to be sincere. And so even though sometimes you may say, well, Richard, one time on the video you were like, rah. I would say it's passion. Other people would say, oh, he's angry. But you never had any doubt that I was fighting for you. You may not have always agreed with my words or my mannerisms. Fair enough. But you knew that with Richard at the head, you don't have anything to worry about. And that's the truth. You don't have to worry about a bad contract being signed. How many of you are so confident that this next contract is going to be a substantial contract that's going to improve your life, and for the first time as a state employee, you're going to feel that you have dignity in the workplace? Oh boy. The only way you'll get dignity in the workplace, the only way, maybe I'm wrong, but until you go on strike, you're not going to get anything. Why would the state of California want to bargain with you when they've always, for the years, controlled you? So I just got to ask the question, has the media contacted me? Not lately, not in a long time. Thank you for reaching out to them. I deeply appreciate that. So, to that person, I say super thank you. A lot of people have reached out to the media, including myself. And the media is somewhat reluctant. Maybe the January 6th is a huge case that's taken up all of the media. Maybe there are other things going on in the country that's, well, the overturning of Roe versus Wade, that's huge. So that's dominating the news. So maybe a situation like this, they feel like it's not newsworthy, but it is newsworthy. Because you have someone, a minority, who's fighting for not just, quote, other black people, but he's fighting for people of all races in a union for financial justice. Now that's a story, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. They acknowledged, I forgot his name, the African-American man in New York that was able to unionize against, was it Amazon? Or was it, I think it was Amazon. So that was historic, and they're giving him the blues right now. Anytime, and you don't have to be a minority, anytime you're fighting to unite people for financial justice in this country, you're going to have a problem. So I'm not surprised by this.
Jolie Fisher.
Hold on one second.
Join the meeting.
So it's going to be tough. But great things don't come easily. And so if you're not willing to make that sacrifice, and so when they're talking about increasing membership of the union, the big question is, what are you willing to do, Local 1000, to ensure you get a 21% pay increase across the board for everyone, along with Jigo Pay and COLA? What are you willing to do before you ask people to give up their money, before you ask people to contribute voluntarily to the Committee on Political Education, COPE? Before you ask them to do all that, what are you willing to do? That's the big question. That is the question. What are you willing to do, Local 1000? Now, you know what I'm willing to do. I'll lay it all out on the line. And I'll tell you, we're not accepting anything below 21%. I'll tell you what, as your leader, I'll tell you, you say, what things will we not accept? We won't accept, you know what, I don't want to say everything, because when I say the things that we won't accept, whatever Local 1000 can take from me that's appealing, that doesn't, go against what the governor already wants to do, they'll take it and they'll say, see, we did this. But anything that challenges this governor, they will not do. They will not do it because that's their boss. And that's a shame. Now, Oh, I see a hand raised. Okay, so we'll go to Derek Rowe, DLC 770. Go ahead, Derek.
Good evening, Mr. President. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. How are you?
It's good. It's good. I'm doing well. Thank you. You know, I hear what you're saying, and like right now, I know there's a lot of people. I've got a lot of calls and a lot of emails from members today, and they're concerned
Okay.
because they're feeling some kind of way. They're feeling as if their union stopped caring about them by ways of bad decision making. Maybe it was out of whatever you want to call it. Right now, we have such a lack of, I guess you could say, whoever's in charge, just compassion for the members. And it's sad. It's sad that they are trying to not only subvert us from within, but by ways of subversion, they are trying to make us so vulnerable and weak. It's kind of like they have an agenda to keep themselves alive. Maybe they do. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they don't want strength and unity and all these things that they preach. Maybe they just want to watch us implode for some kind of enjoyment. I don't know. But I've been telling my members all day, we can sit and we can continue to fight, but unless you are taking action, and when I say action, I'm talking voice your opinion, but follow through with what you say you will do. If you make that commitment, please ensure you follow up on your actions. And any member out there who wants to reach out to me, feel free to do so. I'm in this for the fight. And when I say the fight, I don't mean physicality. I'm going to throw that disclaimer out there because I know there's a lot of ears and people misconstrue certain words. When I say fight, I'm talking about us uniting and really strengthening our membership. And I'm not talking about these drives or hosting. You know, people got this email, people may have gotten a survey this past week about certain events. It's just a distraction, folks. They want to continue to subvert us from within and destroy this union. And we can't have that anymore. Look at where we're at. Look at the state of the union. Ask yourself questions. Talk to your neighbor, talk to your friends and your family about this. This needs to get out there. We need people to realize that we are in a state of emergency in our union right now. And until we have our president in his rightful place of position again, then we don't have a damn union. Point blank. Thank you, Mr. President. I'll be praying for you.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, please keep praying. He makes a great point about distraction. He makes a great point about we must fight for this, but not in a physical fight. When you take action, you have to follow up on your action. And a lot of people have asked me about how do we take action, and I've always told people, just call me and contact me. Because I'm not going to tell my strategy, over Facebook. I'm just not doing that. And so some people don't like that answer. That's fine. Because, people who are really for me will understand that. People who are really sincere and they know that I'm sincere have reached out to me. When I've asked them for things, they've done these things. And I know some people are reaching out to the media, and I see the person on Facebook. I can't thank you enough. And we have to keep trying to reach out to the news media. Some people suggest, I won't say what they suggested I should do, because I was afraid of the consequences. Not because I live in fear, but it'd be very interesting to see how things would go if I took some people's suggestions. More videos. So it's 6:57. I started at 6:18. And I'm looking on Facebook. So it appears it's a quiet evening tonight. And you know what? I'm glad. I need a quiet evening. And you don't hear me talking real excited, and you don't hear people attacking me tonight, ironically. But that's fine. I am glad that everyone showed up. We're going to end this video here at 7 o'clock. And if anyone has any questions for me, you can always call me at 408-207-2339. But tonight was about the art of illusion. The union tells you they're trying to increase membership, but they won't enforce our current contract. They won't respect the will of the voters when they elected me as president with my 10-point platform to create a new culture of excellence for this union by inspiring the possible, a 21% pay increase across the board for everyone equally, along with jail pay and COLA. And then they continue to spend money in politics to one partisan party when we shouldn't be spending money in any politics. We should be spending money for our strike fund. That's what we should be doing, in my personal opinion. That's what I got elected to do. And here's the great thing. I pray to God that things work out, because that's how I got here, is by God. And the one thing that I say with strength and conviction before I end on July 20th, 2022, my 10-point platform, I stayed true to. I didn't buckle, I didn't break. Some people would say that I'm, hard-headed and I'm not willing to compromise. No, that's not true. I'm not willing to compromise my integrity. I put it in my 10-point platform and I stand by that. And so you had a union labor leader who had the integrity, and his principles could not be bought or sold. All right, my name is Richard Lewis Brown, and tonight is July 20th, 2022. It was an easy night. I want to thank everyone on Zoom, and I want to thank everyone on Facebook. Thank you so much. Don't lose the faith. Keep hope alive. We will get through this. And I want you to know I'm working around the clock to retain my presidency. All right. Have a nice evening. Good night.